Hi, welcome to RESCU TV. I'm delighted to bring you Dr. Demartini, a friend of RESCU and the fountain of all knowledge, particularly when it comes to relationships. Welcome back to the RESCU Couch.
Thank you for having me again. Let's
talk about Valentine's Day, this looming date that's either, a day of great celebration or a great day of dread. What kind of questions do you get asked by hopeful singles?
What's the best way to pick up a guy?
What is the best way to pick up a guy?
I usually say the same answer, that when you're being yourself, doing what you really are inspired by, where you're empowered, and you're going and hanging out and doing the things that are really meaningful to you, you have the highest probability of running into somebody that matches you. When you're trying to be somebody you're not to get a guy, and you're trying to put on an air that you're going to try to fit into something else, it usually gets a guy that you end up having to work your way back to being yourself with anyway. So it's wiser to be yourself. And it's wise to fill your day with things that are meaningful and inspiring on a daily basis, because that's when you're the most magnetic. That's when you have the most attractive inner beauty, and that's when you have the most power. In a relationship, I've been teaching the breakthrough experience for nearly 3 decades. And I ask men and women about what they're looking for. And women want a man that's nice looking, that has a certain search image. They want somebody that's ambitious, somebody that's intelligent, somebody that has resources that they're not going to end up having to take care of, somebody that wants to be with them and that they're special. They want to have social influence and can hang out with the people that they want. They want them to also be inspired by something. So a woman is looking for that. But at the same time, when I ask the men, there's a stereotypical idea that men just want beauty or something. Mm-hmm. But the real truth is that they want that same thing. They want an empowered woman.
The same set.
Same set. So women need to ask themselves, how am I doing in all 7 areas?
Yeah.
And what am I offering? And go and find out, because if you compare yourself to other people and don't honor and the magnificence of who you are, you'll minimize yourself and that power will be diminished. And then you'll be trying to get somebody that got the power instead of honoring that where you have the power. And when you do, you resonate with somebody that matches that match. So don't accept anything more or less than what you want, but get somebody that's a match.
So when you say don't accept anything more, what does that mean?
Well, many times you think, I get this really good catch, it's way above me, that's got more income, more savvy,
clout.
more clout, more things.
Attractiveness, whatever.
That you pay a price for that. Because the underdog usually is clingy and usually wants to hold on to that monogamy and things of this nature. But the overdog likes to keep their options open because they don't feel they've met their match.
Right.
So you pay a price. So it's better to find somebody you can banter with and have a nice match with than to go after somebody that's below you or above you. Find somebody that's really you. And somebody that both want to grow in long-term objectives that are at the same rate. That's more ideal. That's at least what you strive for.
So when you're talking about days like Valentine's Day, what would you suggest is a way of counteracting that emptiness for the people who feel that day is looming in not such a wonderful way?
Well, first, to break the fantasy that being with somebody is somehow always going to be better, because not always. I mean, there are times when being with somebody on Valentine's Day can be a real frustration. They may not be wanting to do what you want to do, or they may want to have different objectives. So break the fantasy. So you want to be able to appreciate your life regardless of what the outer world's day is.
Yes.
Because that's because just because there's a commercial day out there doesn't mean that your life has to be revolved around that one day only.
Sure.
It's a reminder of loving relationship, but it doesn't have to be the zoom or gloom of days. So it's wise to fill your day with things that are meaningful and with friends and things. If you don't have somebody special that day, fine. Call up friends, meet with them, have events, do something. Fill your day with something that's meaningful so your mind's not occupied by the comparison of what it is to a fantasy about how you think it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Depression is a comparison of your current reality to fantasies.
I've heard you say this on a number of occasions, and I think that's a really interesting distinction to make, that the comparison thing is one of the most destructive things you can do for your confidence and for your enjoyment, right?
Well, and also people sometimes think, I'm amazed, that I get to consult with a lot of couples, and I'm amazed at how many people think that couple over there, they've got it all together and I want to be like that and they got a better life and she's happy and all that stuff. And when you actually go over there and find out what they're going through a new set of pains and pleasures that you probably wouldn't actually want.
Right.
But you have the fantasy of that one side, and then you're comparing, and then you're not appreciating it. I know when my girlfriend, whenever she hangs out with certain friends, her expectations go up, and then I can tell, and I said, you've been hanging out with so-and-so, haven't you? She goes, yeah, how'd you know? I said, because your behavior changes when all of a sudden you compare your life to what you think theirs is.
Right.
And then when you hang out with other people, all of a sudden you're really appreciative. So I can watch when you become more appreciative and less appreciative by who you hang out with.
Right.
Because you have these expectations change. So you have to be realistic about expectations, know that people are going to live according to their values, not always yours, and don't set up fantasies. Because you're setting yourself up for the letdowns by setting up fantasies.
Yeah. So this Valentine's Day, the John Demartini advice is to appreciate what you have, know who you are, and celebrate you regardless of whether you're in a partnership or not.
Exactly. Fill your day with things that are meaningful, that inspire you, so it doesn't fill up with things that don't.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Always perfect.